welcome everyone back to the vampire stream. I still need to work on an intro for this. I'm not good at these kind of things. Oh dear. How is everyone this evening? Rhetorical. You may respond.
Oh, sorry, the Discord cut out there for a second. Brilliant start.
Okay.
I was fixing the audio, I'm sorry.
How's everyone this evening? We all good?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. So, I think it's fair to say that we just need to recap where we left off from last time and be ready to jump right into it with no housekeeping this time, which is nice. So, last time on Vampire the Masquerade, you continued your job provided by the prince to get Oscar Bishop into seeing him. You were very successful in getting him calmed down with a mix of comfort and unexpected behaviour from particular party members. Or expected, because I know the character too well. You was able to do it completely diplomatically, no force required, so you did a very good job doing that. On your way back, however, you came across what you were soon to be aware of first instances of trouble in the world as excuse me, as you came across what you found out to be a clan of Nosferatu lingering inside the outskirts of the London area. You were able to resist the temptations of getting close to them, of the supernatural variety, and you made it back to the theatre with no real issues. You spoke to the prince and got the details of Abram Hardwood, an ancient Nosferatu vampire, and was very concerned about the whereabouts. He sent you off to say that he'll contact you when he's ready for you again, but was impressed with your work. You dropped off Oscar in his own room inside the theatre, and you had a nice little interactive moment with him as he took photos of Esther and Diego. And upon closing the door to the room, that is where we concluded the session. So, for just a bit of a re-establishing, it's about 3 o'clock at night, give or take, so you've only got about a couple hours before the sun starts coming up. You've got a little bit of free time and you haven't been assigned anything to do by the prince. Are you all going to just go straight home? Are you going to go off and feed first? Because I know some of you have definitely gone a bit hungrier for excessive use of powers. What is the rough plan for everyone?
I'll go first then. Yes, Charlie is going to end up seeing if he can organise a late night therapy session with someone, hopefully with the intention of actually having a meal, because he is absolutely starving right now and on the verge of having to go to see his sire, which he really doesn't want to do.
Okay. I just want to find out what everyone's doing, so I'll go one at a time. So, Diego?
I was gonna say, does Stephanie want to go? Because there's still a little interaction I was planning on doing, if you remember.
Yes, that's right. Esther makes a gesture to leave, but if Diego catches her attention, she'll pause.
Okay.
No. I don't remember. I don't remember. It's an interaction between me and Oscar. It's something I forgot to do at the end of last session.
Yep, that's fine. So, Stephanie, do you have any plans on something you want to do, or are you just going to leave?
Esther will want to head back to her own place because she's got some work she needs to finish up.
Okay, so we'll do Diego first then. So you re-enter Oscar's room after kind of jarring the door closed.
Yes. Gonna rifle through my pockets and pull out the makeup that I have in it. So I remember you saying I have some.
Yes, you do have some in your collection of things. He looks at you, kind of a bit, kind of tilts his head in a bit of surprise. Is something the matter?
I forgot to give these to you because I'm sure you've forgotten them at home. So you can freshen up tomorrow.
Kind of reaches out his heart, his there. Hands, they're cupped a little bit, so they kind of look like he's ready to receive something. He's very delicate about it.
I'll just carefully drop the makeup in his hands. You can keep them. They're nothing fancy though.
Are you sure this stuff isn't cheap?
Well, I'm sure I can find some more at home. Just I'm much rather you was happy. Also, I have some advice for you. You're willing to listen?
Sure. What is it you want to say?
Don't believe or don't feel like you have to follow what the books say. Why not write your own story? Make it one that even I would read.
He kind of does that really uncomfortable kind of laugh that he's not unsure of what to say. I might try that.
Don't rush it though.
I won't.
You can always come to me if you need anything.
I will. Yeah. Okay. I will try my best to do something interesting. Thank you for the support.
It's no problem. See you later.
I'll see
And get
you.
some rest.
I'll try to.
He just kind of gives a lazy salute and then just kind of leaves.
Okay. So are you after that? He gives you a wave away and then kind of just gets focused on getting himself comfortable. Okay.
Yep.
So sorry, I'm just trying to find a rule. Yeah, I'll find that as we're going. Esther, so you're just going straight home, are you?
Yeah, she'll as usual when heading back to her place, even though some people apparently know where it is now, she will still take a zigzag route, and then maybe when she's about 5 blocks away, she'll duck into an alley to then use unseen passage. I'll roll that rouse check. And then she can just proceed to her apartment discreetly, invisibly, until she gets to the front door, slips the keys in, and then ducks inside.
Okay. And I'm assuming Diego's just going straight home after that.
Going straight home, and I want to do something while I'm at home. So.
Okay, so we'll do Talon's first. So, Talon, you said you want to try and do one of your appointments and get some food in you.
Yes, because of the way that how he's feeling right now, he wants to go. He wants to try and find. There's a couple of people he's been doing some pro bono work for. He's going to look for one of them who he thinks he's nearly made a breakthrough, and that they're like nearly at the end of all of it. Just because he knows he stands more of a chance getting food that way than I mean, he could like wait until tomorrow night, but he doesn't know if his inner hunger will be willing to wait that long.
Okay. Excuse me, sorry. So I want you to make me. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of how I'd roll this.
Okay.
I'm looking at your character sheet. Please don't tinkle with it at the moment, sorry.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
You're looking for one of your one of your patients.
Yep.
And what you're trying to do? You're just looking them in known locations. You go into their
Known locations. Yeah. There's a couple of people I know who live on the street who I've been doing some pro bono work just to try to keep them out of the hands of those crazy doctors who, yeah. So possibly one of them. I mean, there's a couple of rich people I could go for, but they probably won't appreciate me rocking up at God knows when in the morning.
Okay, make an investigation roll using intelligence as the secondary.
Investigation using intelligence. Give me a moment. Investigation with intelligence. Submit. Hang on. Did it work? Oh no, there it is. Oh shit!
Not a critical success, but half of one. Okay. So you're able to go through a couple of the more slummy areas of London that were still under reconstruction work, and you managed to find yourself a youngish gentleman, probably in his late 30s, probably one you've seen probably a dozen times at this point, and they seem pretty receptive to your advances. What I won't do is I won't RP out the whole thing, because obviously yours would probably take a while.
Yep.
So instead of RPing the full thing, because of the way yours works, let's just roll a. I will let you. So it's just. I'm guessing you're doing the therapy session first, and then the.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you, depending on how you think you would want to do it, either roll it as a medicine or an etiquette test, and you can do it on your secondary as wits.
Okay. Okay. It would probably be medicine because he's poor and he's not like one of the rich people. So I'd be going through the whole thing. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, obviously. In the end, it's like, yes. I've also been taking blood samples from people as well.
No, hold up. This is to see how well your therapy goes, not.
Gotcha. So etiquette. So it's medicine, and what did you say the other thing was? Intelligence.
Wits as your secondary.
Wits. Medicine and wits. Come on, roll.
Okay. Because of the progress you've made with the individual in the past, you find yourselves having a fairly comfortable session. Now, to try and persuade this person to be consensual with you, it'll be a persuasion check using charisma as your secondary.
Persuasion with charisma.
Yep. You are successful in convincing the individual to allow you to acquire blood from them.
Nice. I would like to take off. Can I feed till 2 dots? Obviously.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
You can. I will let that happen, and I just need to make some rolls for them.
Okay.
And when you finish, they go unconscious, but they're not harmed.
Excellent. I will actually put them up for the night as well, and I'll make sure they have a full fatty breakfast in the morning.
And your hunger has been restored from what it was.
Oh, thank the gods.
Okay, and I'm assuming your next goal is to just go home.
Yeah, my next goal is crashing the hell out.
Okay, and I'll say you'll go home with no issues. Esther, what is it you're planning on? Because you said you had something you wanted to do.
Yes. She would have headed back to her place. As she's going there invisibly, she'll go through the window, making sure to be careful of the pieces of broken glass that she put on her window ledge.
Mhm.
Just slip inside, make sure that her dog is fed and is happy, and essentially she'll just spend the rest of the evening before she has to rest, working on whatever painting she's working on. I imagine she's still working on a commission piece because she's got to be able to pay rent somehow. So she'll just be trying to finish up that commission.
Would you like to make a crafts test for me?
Yes.
Use. I say because you're a bit tired because it's been a long night. I'll say use stamina as the secondary.
Okay.
See how long you can go for.
One success.
You don't get as much done as you was hoping you would. It's been a bit of a long night. It's been a long night, and they didn't have much time left in the day. You get it about a third, maybe half finished in that time.
Cool.
But by the time the sun starts coming up, you're already ready to collapse.
She's probably quite emotionally drained from the evening's events and maybe feeling a little bit paranoid, checking over her shoulder once or twice while she's working. But then she'll try to finish up as much work as she can, and then she will rest.
Cool. Diego, are you doing anything while you're at home? Diego?
Sorry. Right. So the place is still a mess, correct?
Yes, you haven't tidied up.
Cool. I want to have a look around because I want to know what is the state of everything? Does it look like it's something's being looked for, or does it look like
Okay. So basically, things have been knocked over, like clothes have been ripped from drawers, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Papers have been knocked over. It looks like someone was in a rush looking for something, but you're not quite sure.
Is there anything missing?
Would you like to make an investigation using, I'll say wits?
Just wits?
Yeah, investigation and wits is the roll.
No. Trying to get it to work.
It can be a bit funky.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, because investigation, I don't have any points on.
Yeah, it's basically all on your wits.
Yep.
Maybe it's due to your tiredness. Maybe it's due to just a lot of going on at once, and you're a bit overwhelmed by everything. But you can't, in your current state, you can't really piece together what it is you might be looking for. So you kind of just start slowly tidying up, as it were. Yep,
Okay.
most of it done. 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. So, Duncan. Okay. Okay, so you do your tidying up, and then we'll say that everyone starts going into torpor. All sound good? Well, not torpor, but go and get your
Rest.
rest. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong word. Sorry.
Day sleep.
You all get paralyzed randomly, Lamau.
Well, what is sleep if not?
Okay, so I just need to do some rolls real quick. Just give me a moment. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. So, Charlie and Diego, your nights are completely uneventful.
Okay.
Esther,
Yes.
I would like you to make a composure test for me, and I want you to do it with a -1 to your primary stat.
All right. Am I doing any second attributes or just a straight composure
I'm
test?
just checking if there is anything that would be appropriate. No, there's nothing appropriate. So just make it as a blanket roll, please.
Cool. And sorry, what was the modifier again?
Just -1.
Oh no. That's not good. That's no
Oh, no.
successes.
Oh no.
Esther, in your sleep, you dream a wonderful dream. You find yourselves in the vales of Paris in it's a beautiful evening in one of the many royal gardens of the area. Beautiful. Your dream slowly fades to horror as you gain a vision within it. The world seeps into darkness as a man stands in front of you wearing a white lab coat, not facing away from you. You hear his low-toned but baritone accent. The voice cuts deep into you, and you feel disturbed. And before he starts turning, and as he starts turning around, you wake up from your slumber. The next evening, however, you feel slightly tired, and you're feeling a bit hungrier than you was before you went to sleep. Please remove 1 point of. Please add 1 point of hunger.
She just wakes up, even though she doesn't have to breathe anymore. She's shaking from head to toe, and she just pulls Damien close to her and pets him for a bit.
The morning or evening comes to you all. It's cold, a bitterly cold winter's evening, as you kind of reorient yourself after two pretty intense nights of being out on the night. You look around your rooms to notice they are pretty much undisturbed. No letters come through the mailbox or anything like that. It seems as you have this evening to yourself to kind of recuperate and get yourselves back on track for potential future work. Is there anything people want to do in this little bit of off time yourselves have?
Esther will try. Sorry. Do you want to go ahead?
No, you first, because I got some stuff.
Okay. Esther will probably spend the most part of that evening just working on paintings. She might try and focus on maybe one of her own personal pieces to just try and get the thoughts out of her head that are still lingering there. But finds she still shakes a little bit. And then once she feels a bit more composed, then she'll focus back on the commission piece. And then later in the evening, depending on how things go, she'll probably go out to try and get some refreshments and then make her way back to her flat.
Okay, so if you want to make a crafts test this time, but I want you to use your resolve as the secondary to see if you can maintain yourself doing it.
Okay. 2 successes.
Oh, it's a lot of dice rolled and not many successes.
Yep.
You find that you are struggling a bit to keep up mentally, but you do get a lot of work done. You're able to actually sit at your desk and just work the night through if that's what you end up to do.
She essentially just has because she doesn't really need a lot of stuff being what she is. Her main room is just an easel with the main focus canvas in the center of the room that she just kind of moves around, and most of the floor is just covered in drop sheets. Then she just like swaps between the two canvases to just try and get as much work done as she can.
Okay. Charlie, what is it you'd like to do?
Right. Okay. So, first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my patient was okay. I probably would have made sure gave an instruction to the institute to make sure that he gets a full breakfast and all the rest of it. Just make sure that he's okay. Just double check to make sure he is, obviously. Probably breathe a huge sigh of relief after finding out he's absolutely fine. Just probably had a really good night's sleep.
Definitely.
I was like really enjoyed that, so that's good for them. Then I would probably want to. What I'm going to do with the first part of the evening is I want to go speak to Ernest Jones, see if there's any wealthy patrons that require my services. And during the later part of the night, I'm going to see if I could put a down payment on a new property that I'm going to move into soon, hopefully.
Okay, I just need a quick reminder. Which one was which one of your pieces were Ernest Jones?
Oh, give me a second.
I just need a reminder.
Hang on, what was that?
Which one was Ernest Jones of your?
Ernest Jones is effectively my boss. He's one of my he's one of my contacts.
Sorry, I just wanted to double checking, making sure. So
yeah, that's fair.
Meeting your boss, doing the down payment on your house. Cool. We'll work through that one thing at a time. But we'll go to Diego. What are you planning on doing to this in your free time?
Can I do the same thing as last night?
You want to tidy up and work out what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do shortest to longest, just because that's what I'm assuming will be the case. So we'll do Diego first, then Esther, then Charlie, because that seems about roughly how long it'll take to do each. So Diego. Do investigation again. This time I'll do it on dexterity because you're probably going to be rushing through it quickly, and because you're going to be spending a lot of time doing it. Add 2 points to your 2+2 to the modifier to give you a bit of breathing room on it. Yep.
Hey.
Off of them. Okay. You spend your time tidying up and searching your lovely abode. You. Sorry, I just saw Kaz's sub message and it just threw me off. God damn it. Oh dear. Where was I? Search your home. You put away all the clothes have been thrown out. As you finally start composing everything back together and your whole room is looking a lot more livable as you can get around the place, you notice that the large Bowie knife that was in your collection has gone missing.
Fucking dick.
And that is the only item that you can tell that has gone missing in your apartment. Flat.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Is there any I'm guessing I didn't see any hints of where he might have gone to.
Unfortunately, this is not an adventure game where they leave notes of where they're going.
Look, there could be a receipt or tickets somewhere. You never know.
Oh, dear. Unfortunately, they don't seem to have left any evidence in their wake. And thank you, Tempest.
My knife!
Do you do anything else upon this realization?
Cry. I don't... the knife family's just been broken, and I can't remember which one what I named that one.
Oh dear.
And I'll think about it while the others do that then.
Okay. Okay, Stephanie. So, get your painting more or less pretty much close to a finish, just a few finishing touches. At this point, it would probably be around 2 in the evening, and you're starting to feel your hunger kind of start becoming much more than just a craving.
She makes sure that Damien's properly fed, and then she will go out of her apartment block, and she'll just go through a wander, probably through maybe not, because I'm thinking like 1920s London, somewhere that's like maybe where more of her usual jazz club haunts might be, or like music clubs. She may not even go into any of them, but just like join the smoking huddle that's out, that might be outside or inside, or
Yeah,
just
smoking was inside at this time.
yeah. Because I was like, wait, okay, no. She might go actually to one of these clubs for an hour or so to see if she can catch anyone's attention. That she might be able to encourage to follow her outside.
Okay. Okay, near the centre-ish of London, you find an open jazz club called the Red Better, like, as in the fish.
Mhm.
It's mostly kind of an American import into the city. It's very much American jazz. Seem to be some like not traveling actors that have come from the States to kind of bring music into England. And it's a pretty busy night. There's a lot of people there. Kind of a mixed crowd. Some high class people, some low class people. They kind of keep to their own kind of clique. So like all the like construction workers in like overalls and like, kind of tatty jumpers are by the bar. There's a nice little seating area for kind of what seems to be the more luxury kind of spot of it. Everyone's kind of, it doesn't seem to be an enforced rule, but they're kind of like people just keeping to their own cliques, as it were.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, I'm assuming you enter.
She enters, and she'll just go in, take a seat, and just kind of scout things out for a bit. She won't go like set her sights on any more wealthier patrons, but maybe someone like middle or lower class that might be more enticed to follow her out.
Okay, 1 second. Let's make a couple rolls. After about 20 minutes, you've been chatting to the bar. Probably, I imagine you're just nursing a glass of wine, but not drinking it because for obvious reasons.
Mm.
You get a tap on the shoulder as a guy sit next to you. Bit of a rugged-looking guy, kind of wearing slightly tattered kind of style jeans, not like as a fashion statement, just old. Kind of a kind of somewhat pleasant-looking smoking jacket, short black hair, tightly kept beard, and a fairly thick northern, let's say Yorkshire accent. What's it kind of like? So, what's a pretty lady like you doing here on your own?
Oh, just night out on the town, taking in the scenery, as it were.
You seem a bit too high class for a place like this.
I actually did get that a lot. It's usually the accent that does it.
Not heard it before. You new around here?
I'm originally from France. I've been here for maybe 6 months or so.
Ah,
Just traveling around.
a foreigner. Well, maybe I could show you a good time, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm always up to new experiences of what London can offer.
Second.
She will buy him a drink and just maybe get maybe 3 or 4 more drinks in his system before she links her arms with his and walks out.
Also, can say when he walked up to you, you can smell the whiskey on his breath already before he even sat down.
Okay, perfect. He's already got things started. That works.
Okay, so he locks your arm and takes you out and kind of starts leading you to kind of the more middle classy area of London, and kind of a not a horrible building estate, but it's nice. It's nice enough.
She won't, once they start to get more towards like suburban areas, because she's kind of wanting to use maybe more of the humdrum of life to kind of smother things. She'll kind of pause for a bit and ask, "Oh, is it right if I just step in here for a moment? I just want to light a cigarette."
Not not a worry. You do whatever you want.
She'll light a cigarette and then she'll just kind of like wander down the alley just to maybe entice him to kind of drunkenly follow her.
Okay, make a. I'm gonna say subterfuge because you are lying to. You are trying to mess with him.
Yes.
And
Would that be subterfuge and manipulation?
Yeah, manipulation.
That's 1 critical success and 2 regular successes.
Yep. He seemed a bit too drunk to really process any of the warning signs. A random French woman has just suddenly started luring him into an alley. He is a bit too drunk to resist anything you're doing.
Okay, she just kind of gently pushes him up against the wall, just nuzzles his neck a bit, and then she'll drink.
Okay. Make some rolls for him. How much hunger are you having right now? What? I always forget where this.
It's at core, right down the bottom.
It's doing that thing where it cuts off the bottom of the character sheet.
Oh, it's all right. I've got 3 hunger, so I'll just take enough to get that 1 point of hunger back. Because I don't want to kill him and get all 5.
I know what's going on. It's because I have this window zoomed out a bit. I need to zoom out on the character sheet as well, which is messing with the stream. Oh well. Steph. Or Esther, sorry. I want you to make a resolve test for me.
I can do that. Any secondary stats or just a resolve check?
I'm thinking. Just resolve at -1, please.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's still 3 successes.
Still 3 successes. You get this weird sensation, and then you kind of your head a bit of a kind of a jarring feeling, like a bit of disillusion with kind of what's going with between reality and your perception, but it kind of quickly fades, and you're able to feed an amount off of him, and you're only feeding off 1 hunger, are you? Removing 1 point of hunger.
Yep, just the 1 point, and then afterwards he's drunk. He will probably not remember this, but she'll just gently wave her hand in front of his face, stun him for a little, and cloud memory.
Okay.
Just enough so that her face and features blur out of his memory.
Do you need to make a rouse for that one?
I don't believe I do for cloud memory. Because he's mortal as well. I could be wrong though.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna double check. It's obfuscate, isn't it? As the
the 2nd level obfuscate is what I have to make resolve checks for. But she just once she's finished feeding, she'll carefully wipe her mouth clean so it's not evident, and she'll just like gently touch the side of his face, kind of compassionately. So what you're going to do is you're going to go home and you're going to sleep this off, all right? And just forget everything that happened the last few minutes.
He looks at you kind of in his drunken haze and goes, "Who are you?"
Oh, you stumbled on the way home. I'm sorry. Here, let's get you out, Sophia. And she just gently has a hand on his shoulders and leads him out of the alley and gives him a light push to send him on his way as she walks the opposite direction.
Okay, and I'm assuming after that you just go home.
Yep, then she just goes home. She might just grab Damien, her dog, and go for a walk, an evening stroll through the neighborhood, and then head back to her apartment.
Okay. I'm going to say nothing eventful happens in your little off time there.
Cool.
Charlie.
Oh,
So-
yes.
So what was it we're doing first again? Sorry.
Right. First thing I want to do is I want to go speak to Ernest Jones, see if he has any very wealthy clientele who need the services of a decent psychologist,
Okay, let's.
and then I'll offer my services instead.
Okay, let's see. So you go to his home. You knock on the door.
Would he? Oh, yeah.
There appears to be no answer.
Oh, that's very unusual. It's normally about the time that he's here. Is the lights on or?
All turned off. No indication there's any lights coming through any of the curtains or anything like that.
Maybe he went to the Institute. I'm going to go back to the Institute, see if anybody's seen him there.
Okay. Go to your institute. Probably takes you about 30 minutes to get there, and get to the secretary. Very happy to see you. Seems like you haven't been here in a little bit. They say that he is currently with his own client and he can't be disturbed at this moment in time.
In which case, may I leave a message for him if you do not mind?
Oh, that's not an issue. What message would you like to leave for him?
Could you send him a message saying, I'm back in the business. If you require any help with members of clientele, if you find that your books are just too full, do not hesitate to contact me. I still owe you a drink after all.
Not to worry, Mr. Morgan. I'm sure we can pass that on for you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Likewise to you, sir.
So I'm just gonna go out. So I'm just gonna smile, knowing that Ernest is about to probably get a massive paycheck, and I'm gonna go to an estate agent that I found who is selling a really big house, really, really cheaply for some reason.
Okay. So you head to the estate agents. It looks like they're getting ready to close up, because it's pretty late into the evening. By the time you've dawdled between going to the house, the institute, and then to the estate agents, it's taken a lot of time. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah, kind of a disgruntled estate agent kind of looks at you from across the room. You do understand we're about to close.
I do understand that. I understand that we were about to close, but I also understand there's a property you're absolutely dying to get rid of.
I mean, we're estate agents. That's what we do.
Certainly. I've actually got the money here. Would you mind if I just make a down payment this evening? If that is completely fine. If you wish me to come back at a later time, I'll completely understand. I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
It's like, he looks at his pocket watch and he goes, "What kind of person buys a house at nearly at 11:30 at night?"
The really busy type of people, I'm afraid. My apologies.
He kind of gestures his hand openly to the desk in front of the chair in front of him. Okay, let's make this quick, shall we? I've got places to be.
Certainly.
Do you have an address for the particular property you're looking at?
Yes, and I'm going to pull out a. Unfortunately, I should have done this in my off time. Sorry about this, Scarlett. But I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm going to hand them the name of the address. I'll see if I can actually track down someone that's actually properly, I'm going to hand it to them, and I'm just going to watch to see how their face reacts.
Huh. Interesting. It's been a particularly difficult one to sell.
It would seem that it seems to be, I would be absolutely ludicrous to turn down this opportunity, and considering there's loads of people who are not interested in buying it, surely it would be beneficial for us both if we were able to set this out as soon as possible.
He just kind of sighs and pulls out like a few different lumps of paperwork. Okay, so the effect of the matter is I'll need you to sign this one to say you were putting a down payment down, this one to say you are going to be purchasing, you'll be intending on owning the property and deed polls, and I require this one to be signed as it is currently what we would define as a fixer-upper. So you can sense that there are some dangerous scenarios in the house, such as faulty floorboards and stairs that require repair. It requires a bit of high maintenance, and therefore you're aware of the risks. We are not liable for anything that may happen while the house is in your possession, etc., etc.
Absolutely perfect. I must confess, I do actually enjoy things which need a little bit of work.
I never would have guessed looking at your person.
I'm going to sign all the paperwork pretty quickly. But I'm also going to read through it super quick as well. See if there's any hidden terms and conditions which they like to throw in for good measure. That just make sure I don't get screwed.
Make me a finance roll using intelligence as your secondary, please.
Finance with intelligence. Give me a moment. No modifier.
No modifier.
There we go.
That's a crit success. You examine the paperwork. You don't find anything particularly unusual. It just seems pretty much standard business affair. Although the one line you find very odd is, "We do not claim any responsibility for any mental upset or disruption while in possession of this house within the NDA," not the NDA, I can't remember the terminology.
Tenancy agreement?
The tenancy agreement, yeah, of the one where it says, the one that's we're not responsible for any sort of harm that may come as a result of the property requiring work.
Oh, that just gets my mind racing. My character's really up for this. It's a disturbed house? Now, that's a new one for me. I'm not going to say that, obviously, but I will be signing everything with a bit of a smile on my face. I want to know more about this place now.
You seem far too eager, sir.
Life, it has the interesting things in life is what makes it worth living.
Very well.
And it definitely seems interesting.
He takes the paperwork off your hands and he countersigns his pieces, and then pulls out his and mirrors the signatures on his own personal copy. And there we go. The deed is located within these paperworks. You feel free to enter the house at your own at any time. He reaches behind himself into one of the desks and pulls out a set of keys. 3 sets of keys, 2 for the back, 3 sets of keys, 2 back door keys on each ring, 2 front doors on each key, and this extra one opens up all the windows. You may feel free to enter at any time, but obviously I would recommend not doing it in the middle of the night, as you will probably end up hurting yourself.
Thank you. I will make sure to endeavour to go there when my senses are the sharpest.
Very well, sir. Thank you for spending this time with us, sir. I hope you enjoy your new abode. Now, please leave so I can lock up.
Certainly. Again, my apologies for the late visit, and I will leave. Punctually.
As you exit the building, you hear the door slam behind you, and as it begins to get locked up.
I'm just going to let out a small little chuckle, because these kind of people who live these kind of lives, they amuse me. These are the people I have very little respect for.
Okay. Just to save some time on redundancy kind of things, we're going to assume it's the same estate agent you're currently renting your current place from. You've signed off tenancy off your current flat and all that jazz, just to keep things simple.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
If I need to crash somewhere, I'll just crash at the Institute.
I mean, you can just go to your new home.
Oh, yeah, but I want to see what it looks like first.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that tonight, though. I'm not going to do that tonight.
To be fair, you still have a couple days at your flat before you have to head out, so that's not an issue. So do you go back home, or is that it?
I will go back home, but my first port of call the next time that providing nothing happens, will probably try and get hold of Diego and some other people that might be trustworthy, just to maybe help move house.
We'll work that out in a minute. Diego,
Yeah.
Did you work out if there's anything else you want to do this evening, or are you happy?
I want to check with you quickly. At this point, I don't really know Quincy too well, do I?
He lived with him as a flatmate, but you weren't directly friends. Like, you weren't exactly friends. You were just using it to split the cost of the rent with him.
Yeah, I was just making sure because I was gonna ask, would I know any places he'd typically go to?
Sorry, making some rolls. This is something I should have really planned for, but that's my be. Okay, so I'm trying to word this without giving it away, so just give me a second.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So, you know that even before you assume things have changed with him, you assume maybe the same for you, that he had a habit of leaving in the middle, late at night, and ended up coming home with a lot of bruises as a result. You know from your experience in the area, there is probably 4 places that can regularly go for a couple scraps. There are 2 nightclubs that are particularly violent. There is a kind of a disputed kind of small gang territory that has frequent fights going on in it. And there is whispers of some kind of very off-record kind of what you has referred to as contact sports for amateurs.
Okay.
That's kind of the rumors you kind of know about of the areas around you, all that kind of. So if you're assuming he's regularly getting into fights a lot because he comes back home bruised a lot, those would probably be your first instinctive thoughts.
I shall go investigating then.
Okay.
Yay!
In the time it took you to clean up, find everything, okay, there's probably not much time left in the night.
Yeah.
So I'd say for tonight, you only have enough time to go to one of these places. Which
Shall
one
go.
strikes you?
Let's go to one of the closest places and see.
So the closest places would be a local nightclub called. Give me a second, I do not remember what it's called. It's just a small nightclub that has been affectionately known locally as the Carpool.
Okay. I shall go have a look around.
Okay, we'll go back to you in just a second to establish things.
problem.
So, Charlie, just for point of reference,
Yep.
because Diego's gone exploring and Esther's probably at this time is not at her place. If you go to their houses directly, they're not in.
Okay. No, I was probably going to just read some more of Bram Stoker's Dracula, actually.
Okay, I'll let you do that. And I'm assuming for Esther, you're just going to be working more on your painting for the rest of the evening, correct?
Once she comes back with her dog, she'll actually probably just sit and think for a bit about the dream that she had. She might try and then like process like her feelings or her thoughts into a new painting, but she'll just she'll just not speak to anyone else or anything else for the rest of the evening.
You're going to try and mellow out as much as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go to Diego then for a little bit. So you get to you're pretty familiar with the kids. You're pretty hip, and you make it to the Carpool, dubbed as such, as is kind of an outdoor kind of nightclub where they've got live band performing for kind of outside, and basically it's just outside the city suburb, the outskirts of the city, and it's marked off by a bunch of people who have basically parked their cars into a square to form like a pseudo boundary for it. There's kind of like a pop-up bar. There's some really crappy like hot dog and burger stands as like around the area just for food. It's a pretty rough looking place. There's no high class people here at all. It's an absolute kind of it's a ruffian kind of place, as it were.
Sorry, I shouldn't be too out of place then.
No, you blend in pretty well. You're probably the most. You may kind of from your character art. You're probably a bit higher class looking than the rest, but probably the way you speak and the way you present yourself, people are like, you probably nicked those clothes.
Won't be wrong to assume.
Yeah. So, do you try and enter the carpool?
Does it look like there's like any special like thing to get through?
There's basically a gap between two cars and two what you assume are members of staff because they're wearing matching outfits, kind of with their arms crossed, kind of checking people as they come in.
Okay.
Do you approach?
Yeah, I shall approach. I shall try and enter.
It's like, oh, he kind of looks at you and goes, "I don't recognize you. You new here?"
Yeah, actually, I was invited here by a friend. I'm currently looking for. Maybe you know him.
Who is it?
Quincy. He goes by the name of.
They look at each other, and then they eventually look back at you. All right. Before we let you in, I have to pad you down. Do you have anything to declare before you come in?
Shit. I still have that knife on me, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I didn't plan about that. I forgot about that.
You clearly don't go in the nightlife that much.
Oh shit, where did the knife come from?
To be fair, it's Diego. I'm just assuming default is knife. We love you, but I'm assuming default is knife.
It's one of the cases where it's like I actually completely forgot I had a knife on me.
Do you declare the knife on your person?
Does that look like a smart thing to do currently?
Make an etiquette test using composure for me.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh no. This is going to be not good. I got one success.
Oh my god.
You don't see anything that could possibly go wrong by declaring you have a knife on your person.
Apart from they maybe take it.
Well, there's only one way to find out now, isn't there?
Do I want to do this? Fuck it. I shall declare it.
They kind of just look at you a bit, tilts their head and say, "That it?"
Yeah, really.
Well, I wouldn't recommend starting anything in there as half the people are carrying guns.
Wouldn't be the first gun I've witnessed. Wouldn't be the last.
So no drugs or anything like that on your person?
Oh, no.
Okay, well, they still tap you down just to be sure. They pull out your knife. They find it in your boot, I think you keep it in?
I don't know. I don't really think that far ahead, I'll be honest.
He kind of looks at it because it's your slim one, isn't it?
Yes.
They kind of
my stab junior.
They kind of laugh at it. It's like, that it? Good luck to you, son.
Oh, don't worry. I keep my good stuff at home.
Yeah, and you go, and at home is not where it's going to protect you, is it?
Eh. You'd be surprised.
Hmm. They check you down as like nothing too dodgy on your person. It's like we don't weapons are fine here. Drugs is another story. Anyway, feel free to come in. Remember, you caused we. There's only one rule in there. You cause problems, everyone else will solve them for you.
I'll be sure to solve it faster.
Good
Just
luck.
walks in kind of
They let
casually.
they let you in. Obviously, music gets louder as they hear the band playing some pretty. Don't know what the most appropriate description of some really foul jazz music. Not that it's playing bad, but it's very like dirty theme. The singer is singing all kinds about sex, drugs, rock and roll kind of deal. It's very low. You would call it low class music, shall we? There we go. Anyway, you find yourself in the carpool. It's not a ridiculously busy night. Probably around 20 patrons at most at this time. It seems to be quite quiet.
Alright.
What do you do exactly? Are you just chatting to people, looking at faces? How you going about this?
Just try and socialize a bit while trying to look for my boy.
Okay.
My missing knife.
Okay, let's see. Make a streetwise test for me using wits.
Uh, da, 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 da. No modifiers?
No modifiers. Ooh, very high. You're able to kind of mingle pretty well with everyone. No one has like an outright disgusted reaction to your presence. You seem to fit in quite well with the boys, as it is seem to be almost exclusively men in here.
I ain't gonna be mad about it.
Sorry, I need to make some rolls. Are you directly saying Quincy's name as you're going through things? Going through people.
Mm, maybe a little bit. Like depending on the situation.
Okay.
Maybe try it with like one or two people, see if their reactions.
Okay, a couple of them you get no reaction from. There's like no idea who that is. Sorry. But after a while, you come across a gentleman. He's an older looking bloke, probably in his late 40s, very skinny, kind of looking a bit malnourished, really. Short white hair, beard. It goes, huh. I haven't heard that name in a while. You a friend of his?
Yeah, actually.
Tell me, why are you looking for him? I can't imagine that you come to a place like this just because you're looking for a casual meetup.
Uh, long story. Let's just say he currently has something of mine, and also he might be missing.
It's funny that we've been looking for him as well.
We?
He snaps his fingers as four of the guys are near him and start kind of circling around you.
We. Oh.
He grabs you by your shirt and he pulls you in. It's like, have you done anything to the poor boy? Because we need to see him first, I feel.
I've not done anything to him. I currently live with the guy. Well, used to.
Ah. So there's an attachment between you two. Tell me, what's...
Not really.
Kind of inspects your face over and over. It's like, tell you what. You me go right now. And if you can knock me down, I'll tell you everything I know. But if I knock you down, you give me everything on your person, and then we keep hold of you for ransom, shall we say.
What did I get myself into?
It's Diego. You expect this.
I do, but I ain't the strongest guy around. Oh, let's put it that way. Fuck. How do word? Why do I have to pick a talky character? My brain doesn't work fast enough. Right. So, just you, not these guys.
Just me. I'm a man of honor.
Oh no, I've seen my fair share of roles.
So are we going or not?
How strong does this guy look compared to me?
He looks really skinny.
Okay. I get a feel I'm gonna fucking hate this. Alright, let's go. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, I want you to... I'm assuming you're not going to immediately go for the knife.
Gotta test him out first before I go for the knife.
Okay, are you just going to go for like just a straight up punch? How are you going to... How are you just going to try and hit him once just to like test him?
A test?
As in, like, you're trying to work out like how much you think how much it'll take to actually get him down. You want to see how much damage you can do, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay, make a brawl test using strength as your modifier. Yep. Go for a love tap. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was almost.
I think that's a bit more than a love tap.
That was almost a crit pass.
Oh.
So you haven't really been in a fight since you became Sire, so you don't really know your capabilities. However, you've been in scraps before, so you know how to throw a good punch. What you wasn't expecting was to wait. Let me just. Oh fuck.
Oh no. Oh shit.
You go for a good solid punch right in the chest. You
Alright.
immediately wind him, and those around you can even hear over the sound of the music. You're pretty sure you heard a rib break.
Oh shit. I didn't mean to kill the guy.
The man collapses onto the floor immediately.
You can survive a rib breaking.
Yeah, but I can't tell if he's not moving.
Nah, he's like...
Hey, he started it, you finished it.
He's juttering on the floor, he's holding his chest in pain. It's like, I yield. The four guys just step back.
That's what you do. You assert your dominance on the first night, and they will always respect you.
I'm just imagining he's just laughing and it's just like, oh, that was a little bit harder than expected.
Mild immersion
Diego.
break. I rolled 6 dice there for his resistance, and four of them rolled ones. Lamau.
Oh.
You just fucked that guy up.
What's with our characters wrecking people?
I didn't mean to.
I had a really cool little fight scene in mind where you go back and forth, and no, you just break his windpipe nearly.
Hey, look. I didn't mean to.
He's like, what is it you want to know? What do you want to know? He's coughing up blood.
Oh shit, that's his problem. He did that. What do you know about Quincy and everything about him?
Okay, what I know is basically hearsay, so I'm sorry if it's not 100%. But as far as I'm aware, within the past 6 months, he's been upsetting the Barton lot. You know who they. I'm sure you know who they are. He's been raiding their warehouses for money or something. They've been trying to get him. He's kind of been all over the city, causing all kinds of hell. Last time I saw him, he was in Montgomery's boxing place up on one of the avenues in the suburbs. I can't tell you exactly where it is because I don't know. I'm sorry.
Do you know anyone who does?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Word is if you look around that place far enough, you'll find the right looking people. This is all rumor. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Well, I felt a lot of use you were.
Sorry.
He just kind of turns away and just starts heading off.
As you kind of walk away, the guys that took a step back took 5 more steps back away from you.
Alright.
Oh dear.
I shall head home. I'm proud of
Super
my
powered
success
monsters.
today.
Oh dear, I can't believe I rolled 4 ones. That's bullshit.
Good thing I didn't go for the knife, isn't it?
You would have killed him outright.
The dice decided.
The dice decided that this character I spent a week working on was going to go out like a bitch. Lamau.
God damn it! Why does this always happen?
I was expecting the tone to be a lot darker this evening, but no, fuck me, I guess. Also, thank you, Duke. Love you. Aren't you supposed to be streaming? What the hell are you doing here? Okay. You head home. Does anyone do anything else in the meantime? Does anyone want to do anything for the last hour of the evening, or shall we go into the next day?
If you want to get back to the sad darkness, Esther will just hold onto her dog and cry herself to sleep. Does that help set the tone?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
And me, I'm probably up to the bit in Bram Stoker where we're starting to touch on the subject of ghouls.
Okay. 1 second, I need to have a cool, refreshing drink.
I think you need a drink after that.
I'm not going to drink alcohol during my DMing sessions. Okay. Okay, I'm recovered now. And sorry, just doing a little bit of maintenance on my end. 1 moment. Cool beans. You'll get through your night in an uneventful and non-nightmare-induced state.
Hey!
Woo!
Excuse me, I'm assuming, Charlie, you went back to your flat for the evening rather than...
Oh yeah. I would have gone back to my flat, would have just curled up with a good book, just enjoyed the rest of my evening.
Sorry, just clarifying, just to make sure it's alright with
Yeah.
that. Okay. As y'all wake up in this fine evening, a bit warmer than it was last night, a bit more relaxed. You'll notice that you have letters in your letterboxes.
Oh boy.
I'm assuming you all go to collect them.
Oh, yes.
Time to rip it open.
I'm assuming you too, Esther?
Yes, she'll read the letter as well.
Just making sure you...
Reluctantly, she just ponders for a moment whether she should show her face in public again. Kind of regretting going out that previous evening, but she needed to, but she reads the letter.
Fine. It's all the same letter for all of you. Like, hello, Charlie, Diego, Esther. I'm just writing with you for as an update of the time. I'd like to report that Oscar is doing very well, and he seems to be accustoming well to his kind of minor amount of tutelage we've been able to provide to him with his stay within the theatre. And he seems to be adapting. He seems to be slowly adapting well. So that is the good news. I do request, however, that you come visit me in the theatre the moment you receive these letters, as I have another task for you to complete. Best regards, Dominic Estral.
I guess we'll all go in then.
Esther takes her time for half an hour after reading the letter to pack up the commission piece, get that shipped off first, and then go over. She's a Malkavian. She's got to make things difficult for the prince somehow.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
Okay. You'll get to the theatre with Esther being later than everyone else because of her priorities.
Fashionably late.
Exactly.
And inside, it looks like all the people that arrive first, being Diego and Charlie. You notice that it seems like all the reconstruction work is complete, and as you walk in, you spot Mr. Carter just kind of relaxing by one of the bars, drinking whatever brand of particular bottled blood that he's picked up at the time. Like, he looks to you and goes, "Where's the other one?"
She not here already?
It does that kind of sarcastic look around the rooms, like, does she look like she's here?
No, but knowing her, she will definitely be arriving at some point.
The prince does not approve lateness.
I apologise, but I am not in a position to apologise for her.
He kind of makes the atmosphere a bit awkward for you for a good 20 more minutes, and then Esther arrives.
Or would we just be spending that time just sitting at a table with Diego, I guess?
I mean, you're welcome to. I don't bite. Maybe a little.
It's funny, actually. I've encountered quite a few people that bite. Is it a pathological need for you, or is it just something you like doing?
I think it's rather fun to do. Every now and again.
At this point, this is where Esther walked into the room. You've arrived.
She walks in and she puts out the cigarette in a little ashtray that's on the bar. Apologies for being late. I haven't been sleeping well recently, and there was something I had to take care of before arriving. I apologize.
He kind of gives you that kind of, I'm not paid too much for this shit kind of glare. And he just goes, whatever. It's for the prince to scold you about, not me. Anyway, I'll let Dominic know that you're here. Please make yourself comfortable.
She takes a seat with the others, gives them a little hand wave.
Puts feet on table.
Hello again, Esther.
Bonsoir, you two. Charlie, Diego.
Esther, I hope that the last few nights haven't been too problematic for you.
Mostly keep to myself. Most of the time I've been able to stay out of trouble so far. How about you?
Yes, so far for me, trouble has had a very hard time finding me, which I've been rather enjoyed. You, Diego? Such a Diego answer.
Sorry, I was leaving you lovebirds to it.
So sassy.
Say that you see, like, if she could get paler, she gets paler. Esther looks deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, Charlie's like just shaking his head. No, I have no interest. I even at
Likewise.
her,
You have no interest in such a beautiful lady?
she is a marvelous person, and I would like to get her to know better as a friend. But I have no interest in her in that regard.
He does air quotes. Friend.
Oh, for pity's sake! Charlie's just going to put his hand in his hand over his face.
Diego, I do hope you have not been saying anything of that nature to other people.
Oh, you're worried?
She,
Little me?
can I roll a resolve or a composure check for Esther to try and contain her expression?
Yes, go for it. Composure would be the one.
Yep. That is one success on the hunger die. How would that translate? You see maybe a flicker of fear across her face when she says that.
No.
At the moment that you go, no, because I imagine you do that thing where you like push your head forward and you're like, no.
Yes.
You hear a click and then a flash as you all turn to look towards it, as you see Oscar kind of like peeking in the doorway with his camera.
Oscar!
I'm just going to wave over to Oscar if the prince isn't already here.
The prince isn't here at the moment.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to wave over to Oscar.
Esther will wave to him as well with a big smile on her face.
I didn't catch you at a bad time, did I?
No, of course not.
Not at all.
Come, join us.
Heavens forbid, come over, boy.
He kind of stumbles his way over to you lots with excuse me, big happy expression on his face. He's like I missed you guys.
I'm sorry I didn't visit yesterday.
I know you can't see me every day. I just wanted to see my new friends again, is all.
Oscar, that is absolutely fine, and we always look forward to seeing you as well. Although it's only been a couple of meetings, it's always a pleasure.
Calm down.
I hope
You want to talk?
I hope I didn't make things awkward for you. Prince, he was he told me about what it is you are doing for him, and I hope I didn't cause trouble.
No, not at all. Not at all. Honestly, it's really good to see that you're adapting so well to this, and she gestures kind of to the theater. But how have you been? How have you been feeling?
It's been overwhelming, but Mr. Carter has been really nice, and there is this other guy that is he's kind of weird, but he's been very teachy. Is that the word? Informative?
Maybe helpful.
Yeah, helpful about learning about who I am.
Is it a phone I hear?
I apologize for
OPA.
my unprofessionalism.
Oh, what can you tell us about this new teacher of yours?
He's like, he points to Charlie. He's a bit younger than him. A bit younger than him. He's got a weird accent. I don't know where it's from. But He's very talky and not very, like, sociable, I guess.
All right.
But I've learned a lot from him, and it's been helpful.
So glad to hear that.
Am I interrupting? I just wanted to say hi. Is all.
No, you weren't interrupting at all, Masha. We were just getting settled before the prince arrives.
No, you're more than welcome. In fact, you're welcome to stay here until Prince arrives if you wish.
I would, but the teacher says I have things I need to do first. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry.
Mr. Carter said that he delivered the photo I took yesterday to a the other day to a development place, so I can get copies for you if you want them.
Of course, I
That would
like
be
one.
that would be absolutely wonderful.
Yes, please.
Okay, I have things to do, so I'll let you be.
Oh, before you go, how was the makeup?
He looks. He kind of like pulls his hair parting a little bit to see that his facial scar is a lot better covered than it was before.
It looks really good. You did a good job today.
Thank you. I had a good amount of time. Mr. Estral is insistent on looking as proper as we can. Anyway, I should go. Bye. He kind of gives like a petite wave and starts walking.
Yeah.
Like a cane. And he closes the door behind him.
What a cutie.
I know, he's adorable.
I'm relieved that he's receiving a proper education here. It's
Definitely.
very difficult for young Malkavians.
I'm just
Don't
happy
I
it's
know
all
it?
safe.
After about 10 minutes, you get a bit of idle chit chat in. Dominic enters the room. He's very much prim and proper as he's always been. He looks more like the first time you saw him on the first night rather than the second night where he was dressed down a bit. He looks like he's prepared to do something fairly important. It's like, I apologize for my tardiness. It has been an eventful past 48 hours, so I must apologize.
You have nothing to apologise for. I can imagine your work being awfully difficult.
You can sense a kind of bitterness in his voice as he speaks. Yeah, it's been hectic, I believe is the diplomatic term for it.
Oh no.
Right. So it's very apparent that you've got my letters, that you are here. Got a job for you.
If we can help, we will. What do you require of us?
So.
Well, I can't speak for my colleagues, obviously, but I'm certainly willing to help.
So, with you informing me that Abraham has decided to come out of whatever hole he was hiding of, it has put a disturbance inside the remaining members of the Camarilla in the city. It has put a question of faith. Oh, that's my phone alarm. I apologize. Question of faith in my abilities of running this place, which, as you can imagine, is not good for me. I need to start doing things that are getting the order back, and I need to get at least some of the former council members dealt with. However, I don't think that's in your capabilities of solving. But if we can have some good news handed in, that will at least calm down some insubordination for the time being. Do you remember what of the tenants that I told you the other night?
Yes, I am aware of them.
One of them being the unsolicited creation of Kindred is Forbidden.
Uh-oh. Oh,
As,
gods.
as you can tell quite clearly, we have a new Kindred in our care, and I didn't authoritate that. I need you to find Mr. Master Bishop's sire, and I am invoking the blood hunt on him.
You meaning to... Oh, I remember now. Oh.
Esther's just sitting there, but her pupils dilate.
Forgive me. This is were you just trying to get us to find him? Were you just looking for information? Hopefully, you're not asking us to deal with this ourselves. I'm relatively new to this whole business, and
He interrupts you and goes, I want his head on my desk.
Do we have any more information other than that?
Luckily, Mr. Carter has been had some of his men do some reconnaissance work. And thanks to a favour that I've had to use now, the Barton family has managed to at least provide me a name and a general location of where this particular kindred is located. One Joshua Carwick. He is located in the suburbs of London on the eastern side. And apparently, this is what I've been informed, he frequents some kind of underground boxing tournament.
Go on.
It appears that he is quite popular in there, and, well, I want his head.
Well, I want to make this quick because I have other things to do.
I can give you a rough location of where it is. However, the building changes on a nightly basis, so you might have to explore a little bit in order to find it.
I think we could manage that. If we're not able to cleanly provide his head, will you be satisfied with a small box of his ashes?
If you can prove to me that it's him, I'm more than that. You can bring me to him in whatever form you want.
Good to know.
I'm sure I can find a inventful way.
Okay.
I'm not giving you a time limit on this job because it could take one night, it could take a week. But I need it done, and I need it done with utmost importance.
And this is the same one we're certain was the one that hurt Oscar.
There is a 99% chance certainty that this is the one that sired him.
If you don't mind my asking, Your Highness, where did you get this source of information that it was absolutely him? Was it from Oscar himself?
The description of the individual that Oscar provided matches the information of a third-party witness that saw the siring happen, that was provided to us by the Barton family. And the Barton family are very thorough when it comes to extracting information from people. So it's intel that I trust.
When Joshua was described, because Esther had that moment of premonition, does it kind of match the rough silhouette of what she saw?
It does. The description that he paints in your mind does strike a familiar vibe. I didn't get a chance to describe, but I will. I was going to do that post these, so we will get.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay. Think you can handle it?
I'm more of a talker than a man of action, but any service that I can provide, I am more than happy to. Particularly if it stops this from happening.
Sorry, what do you say there, Diego?
I just said don't worry his pretty little face.
I'm just gonna look at Diego as they cut me off mid monologue.
He just smiles.
One thing I just want to ask, given his lineage, do you know how old he is?
Hmm.
What we might be going into?
It's difficult to say, as unless you're a particularly old vampire, you don't really show much signs of aging. However, based on the information that we were able to pull, I would have to assume that this one's has been a kindred for no longer than 10 years.
Well, I
that
think
is-
we can handle this.
I'm unfortunate that I can't provide any further information, as this is obviously all based on testimony from witnesses, so I can't say too much.
Very well. It's a sordid business, but if it stops other people like Oliver being created, then just gonna like have that solemn look in my face, like I'm resigned to it. I don't like it, but I'll do it.
It's a terrible thing to kill a member of your family, and there's not many of us out there, but he's done terrible things, and Oscar doesn't deserve what's happened to him. I'll see what I can do.
You break the rules, you get punished. It's as simple as that. Anyway, he goes into describing what the target looks like. A young male, probably visually was side within his late 20s, maybe early 30s. A bit overweight, short ginger hair. No defining like facial features that stick out. Kind of a square, rigid face. But his most distinguishing trait is that he has 2 tattoos of spiders on his left shoulder. And obviously, as one that take part in boxing, they tend to take their shirts off a lot. So
Cool.
I would admit I do apologize for dropping this on you at such an early stage of your work for me, but alas, I need, with how I mean no disrespect, madam, sensitive the Malkavians can be. If I send anyone with a reputation after him, he'll probably try to flee the scene before they can even get there.
So with there it's virtue of being new faces, I understand.
It's how it is, unfortunately. I've got to use what tools I can to my advantage.
So, can we board a car again?
He looks at you, he's clearly not in a good mood. He goes, take better care of it this time.
I took brilliant care of
I
it. Treated it like it was my own.
I heard how you drove that on the way away from here.
PTSD sets in on
fine.
Charlie's face.
He walks up to you and grabs you by your coat. It's like, if you damage my car, I'll make sure you never walk again.
Sounds like a good time. No.
You can see him
Look.
gritting his teeth.
I promise I won't break it. Just let me go.
He kind of gently, or it appears to be gently pushes his fingers to as you know how someone would casually feign you away. But you kind of just feel like this immense amount of force just come from what you feel like it was just his fingertips, as it kind of throws your chair backwards, and because you was kind of leaning up on the on with your legs on the table, you just go flying backwards, hitting the floor.
Ow.
He brushes himself
Like-
down. Get to work.
Might be a little gentler next time. Oh no.
1 second.
Oh no.
I
Oh
want to make
no,
a break for
Diego.
it, please.
I hope you've got a backup character. I really hope you've got a backup character.
Oh no.
I don't.
1 moment, please.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh well, it's a hell of a ride, Diego.
I don't enjoy this as much as you.
But you are laughing right now.
Oh. Play Diego. It'll be fine, they said.
I said it would be fine. I didn't say sassing the prince wouldn't be a good idea.
Hey, look, what did you expect from him?
What's the roll on 7 potency again?
Sorry, I'm trying to make what choice I want to do. I got options.
I will say, as soon as he says that, he will try and make a break for it. Try.
Who says he's getting closer to you?
Esther takes a step back.
Sat down.
Yeah, but the thing
She
is,
just
it doesn't
scoots her
matter
chair
if he
back a
moves
bit.
or not.
Charlie is watching this like a horrifying car crash. He doesn't want to watch this, but he can't take his eyes off it.
Look, I wish Diego would keep his mouth shut, but he doesn't.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the dice that I need to roll for this because it's a really long paragraph.
Diego, whatever they do to you, please survive it. I need you to teach me how to fight.
I need to find my knife. I like how my priorities went from finding Quincy to now find a knife.
Show's list of priorities, I guess.
Sorry, this
Oh,
taking me a moment
gods.
to read. It takes a moment to read.
Don't kill me. I'll be good, I swear.
Let me think. He's a venture if memory serves correct, so you might be alright. Let me just mess with your head a little bit.
It's
a
the
touch.
prince. It's the prince. All we can do is pray.
Yeah.
There
This-
you go. I want you to make a composure check using resolve as the secondary because I think you can do that. I'm pretty sure you can roll that.
You think? You think? Any modifiers?
No.
I'm not a bard, I can't give you inspiration.
Oh shit! I did it!
You say that. He's got a lot of dice to roll.
No, I mean I at least got one. Please.
Oh, no.
This no.
As a crit.
Scarlet. Oh no.
Diego. As you look upon the prince, his eyes glow with a red menace.
Oh no.
You feel as you quickly kind of get to your feet, and then unnaturally, you feel your hand reaching into your pocket.
Oh no.
As you pull out the knife and you start resting it against your throat, it cuts about 3 centimeters in before you regain your composure and you pull the knife away from you. You take 1 point of aggravated damage. Dominic's eyes stop glowing. Would you like?
Keep mouth shut. Keep mouth shut.
Would you like to try that again on me?
No.
No, he would not. And I'm just going to look over at Diego, like, don't do it, please, for the love of the gods.
I can imagine he's just like kind of biting his tongue. It's like, don't.
Your Highness, we've taken up too much of your precious time. We will be on our way.
Be sure to get the job done.
She just nods, grabs Diego by the shoulder and Charlie by the other shoulder and just pulls them along behind her.
You don't need to pull me, I'm halfway gone already. I am a coward.
You exit the theatre.
Diego, thank you. Because I'd rather, I'm not going to lie to you. I would rather have that happen to you than me, because now I know what I'm dealing with.
he I've still got the knife in hand, don't I?
Yes, you never put it away.
I'm gonna point at him. He's like, don't you fucking start with me.
Actually, oh god, this is a really bad time. I really shouldn't. Diego, on a more serious note,
His eyes narrow when you say his name.
First of all, I apologise. I'm sorry, that was in poor taste. I'm still panicked by this. I have a confession to make to both of you, but I think you probably already know it already.
Oh?
I
You're
have
a
the
coward?
fighting. That, and also I have the fighting potential. I have the fighting potential of what would be classed as a decapitated herring.
Well, at least you were honest about it up front.
So, Mum, Dad, I'm gay. Hey, don't tell everyone, Kaz. Diego, I apologise for my previous statement because I'm going to have to ask a favour of you. It is fairly obvious that you're probably one of the more capable physical entities I've come across that would probably be willing to. Is it okay if you could teach me how to fight? And I'm just going to wince as I say it, kind of like my eyes half closed, like I'm expecting him to slap me or something.
No, I'll be good. I'll be good. I'll be good. Or do I? No. I have a knife in my hand.
You
This is
do.
a really
You have a
bad
knife.
idea.
You're in your natural state. You have knife.
He's likely also a little bit on edge.
Hopefully, I won't be.
You currently have a knife pointed at you. I don't know how
As I said, I don't
more
want to
or
be
less
on
you
that
want
edge.
God damn it. Oh, that hurt my soul.
How about an exchange then, Diego? How about I have recently come into the possession of a rather large abode. If you ever need somewhere to sleep, I could offer you haven in my new house that I've recently bought. How does this sound?
I recommend next time you want thing in return. I recommend not insulting the person you're trying to ask help from.
I wasn't insulting you. I let my inner thoughts
He
come out
moves the
loud,
knife closer to you.
and I apologise.
He hesitates and then puts the knife away. Wasting time. We need to go.
Sorry, I'm tickled slightly in the soul. I'm struggling to maintain my composure.
Did you expect anything else?
No.
I nearly fucking died. Why can't he keep his mouth shut?
There's a lot of that flying around.
You sassed the prince when he was already incredibly angry.
Look, do you think Diego would care?
I think he does now.
Like Esther was just like
yeah.
Esther was like, I'm up late. I might be in a little bit of trouble. Like, oh no, I'm gonna take a step back and watch this. This is too good. For once, the Malkavian isn't being like the object of irate.
Everyone, please tick the mark off your bingo sheet. Annoying the prince.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Hang on,
I was
give me a
expecting
moment.
it to happen sooner, to be honest.
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner as well.
There we go. There's the bingo sheet. No, sorry, I can't do that. It's a Bruja that did it, not a Macavian.
Yeah. we need a Bruja bingo sheet. Anyway, sorry everyone in the chat because this is live.
It's fine. I think they're enjoying the banter.
Okay, good.
Okay. So, funnily enough, there's no car outside. I wonder why.
Is there any random cars parked outside?
Yes.
Diego, what are you doing?
Let's get us a car. Is anyone in it?
There is some. It's a nice area, so there's a few nice cars outside.
No, is anyone in the cars?
No.
Is there anyone around on the street?
Also, no.
Let's get us a car.
Okay.
I will say something the moment he smashes the window.
Who doesn't smash in a fucking window?
How would you like to, Diego? How are you approaching this car? Are you breaking? Are you just breaking and entering? Are you going to try and pick the lock? What is it you're trying to do?
Do I have anything to like anything nearby that I can?
Can you rephrase that, please? Because I didn't understand what you meant.
Do I have a way to pick the lock? Do I have anything that I could use to pick the lock?
Knowing your character, I'd say you have like a few like random strips of thin metal, like probably from like I don't know. It's something you'd have on your person because I know what your character's like.
I shall try picking the lock. If that fails, I'm going to smash the fucking window.
Make a larceny test using intelligence as the modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, please draw that.
Yep, you break into the car. Because that's a crit success, Lamau. Actually,
Get on in, guys.
Wait a minute, I think that's a messy critical. 1 second, I need to check
Is
the
it?
roll. Because you've got a
Oh,
one,
no.
You've got 1 and 2 10s. Let me just check how that works real quick. Because I don't remember the rules off the top of my head. 1 moment, please.
Oh no. Oh no.
Messy critical, page 207. Messy critical is which appears to be hunger die. When 1 or more 10s appear on a hunger die, is messy critical. Character succeeds as a regular critical, but the animal will not be capable of foresight control. Okay, so it's only on if you get crits on the hunger dice that you get messy criticals. Might be.
My God.
So you're fine.
Yay. Right. Get in, guys.
You break open the car. You get into the car. You would need to do a I'd say technology and intelligence test to see if you can hotwire it.
Okay, it's really trying to.
Technology is at the bottom of the right skill tree.
Shit, not lot me.
It's more you know how to break into things, but do you know how to hotwire a car? That's the more the question.
No.
I'm gonna say if you.
The answer is no.
I'm gonna say if you're gonna do it with some time. I was gonna say you get. Before you let me finish, I was gonna say you can get a +2 modifier to it because you're doing it over a period of time.
Let me try that again. With,
just roll 2 more die.
I'll just do the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Because it's just 2 dice, so I don't have to.
Yeah.
Also, those arrows.
You have no idea how to hotwire a
Wow.
car, it turns out.
Fuck. I mean, surely, if I keep trying, I would eventually.
As Diego is trying to hotwire the car, I'm just going to tap Diego in the shoulder, because I know that my character is quite rich. How about we just buy a cheap car?
That's no fun.
Yes, but it also won't get us into trouble. More trouble.
It won't get you into further trouble.
Can I try again while they're talking? Please.
Roll me a single d10, please.
I don't know the command.
If you, top left of the roll 20 window, there's a little dice roll where you can just roll a single dice.
Oh. Like that?
Yep, I'll allow you to give it one more attempt with gusto. Same modifiers.
Yes.
You short out the entirety of the car. It will not start without repair.
He kicks the car.
The machine
and
spirit
just
is angry.
storms out.
These modern machinations will be the doom of us all, I just know it.
I don't see you two doing anything.
Well, it's broken now.
Diego, come with me, my friend. Let's get a car.
Friend!
How about this? I get you a car, and you hopefully forgive me.
I feel like there's a little bit extra missing here.
A little bit missing? I don't quite understand.
Seems a little bit too good to be true.
What do I need to do to persuade you? I am generally... Oh, sorry.
Do I actually get to keep this?
As long as you drive us from place to place occasionally, yes, you get to keep the car.
No strings attached?
Hopefully you would use this as part of the bargain for teaching me how to fight as well. Including what I offered earlier.
Fine. He seems a little bit annoyed at it, but he just kind of sighs and says fine. Yeah, I need a punching bag anyway. Well, maybe a stabbing bag.
I was just going to be saying to Diego, well, if you're going to be teaching me to fight, we're going to have to do some kind of combat exercises, I should imagine, so you'll probably get your chance then.
I'll be sure to bring out my good.
Just try not to kill me, please.
No bets, no problem. Car. Give me car.
Okay, we'll get you car. So, Scarlett, what I would like to do is I would like to get... I'm going to explain to the party that I'm going to need to go back to my place to pick up some promissory notes from my safe, and I'm going to take that to a bank, and then I'm going to trade it up, and we're going to get Diego a car.
Sorry, I'm just processing all this.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm rich.
No, it's just more just. This is not how I expected the session to go. To be perfectly frank with you.
Like, it's us. It's us.
It's us. What did you expect?
To be fair, you were more civilized than my Dark Heresy group, so I had higher expectations for you. I'm glad you shot that in the foot.
What did you expect with Diego in it?
That's
Thought he was going to be civilized.
Well, I'm sorry, mate. I had high expectations of you lot. Okay.
Ah, you love us, really.
I'm trying, okay? I'm trying to keep them under control. The Malkavian is the one trying to keep things calm and under control. This is going to be a fucking disaster. You know in your soul that it is true.
Expect this from the Bruja, but just Jesus Christ. Anyway, you go to your place, you grab your promissory notes, and you are able to find a bank that's somehow open at this time. You get your cash money. God damn it, Kaz just made a really good point in chat. Malkavian's trying to keep the Bruja under control, that's why the carnage happened. God damn it.
Garbage.
Oh dear. And there is one kind of crappy dealership that you find in the area that's selling budget cars.
I wasn't going to buy him a good car. I said a car.
They appear to be second-hand, and the guy there is very excited that someone's come to him on the night shift. Like, hello, welcome, thank you. We don't get many customers at this time. Makes the night shift real boring. Like,
I can imagine.
He's a fat-looking guy wearing what appears to be the early stages of a Hawaiian shirt that's been completely stained with oil and mess, and he looks pretty happy. Short, stubbly beard, bald head. It's like, how can I help? What can I get?
We would like to. I'm just going to look at Diego, and before Diego gets a chance to speak, I'm going to say I would like to buy the cheapest car that you have, which also is able to run reliably.
Who said it was going to be fucking cheap?
I didn't specify how much I was going to pay for the car.
Knew it. Hate you.
Are you Sam Witwicky from the first Transformers, Diego? It's like you said the car chooses the driver, yeah, and sometimes the car's driver's dad is a cheapskate.
How do you think I got to be rich?
Can I just quickly say something?
I'll just make sure that you pay up more later.
What do you want to say?
Maybe I'll throw in some more cuts.
Esther, while this is going on, because she saw how angry the prince is, and now they have to buy a car, she is going to go off like on a bench or like slightly to the side. She's going to zone out and try and like focus on the mission at hand and try and maybe do some meditating and introspection to try and maybe figure out, okay, can she maybe try and connect to this one since they are blood of Malkav? Just, she goes to one side and kind of Doctor Stranges for a bit and just lets this nonsense happen. She's just going to disassociate for a bit so like she could just go for, I'm not with them. They did this. I'm not responsible for this. I was trying to stay focused.
Okay, he goes, I'll be honest, my range of 1920s cars is not the most extensive, so I don't know the name of the model I had in mind. So, apologies, car historian experts. It's like, so we have this
Is it working now?
particular...
Oh, thank God.
We have this particular specimen here. It's second-hand, I'll go admit, but it's got barely any miles on it. It's reliable. It's been fully serviced with full full service with years tax and MOT. There we go. It's all ready to go, and thank you, Kaz. It's a dilapidated Model T. There you go, Ford Model T.
Can I please roll an insight check on this guy?
Yeah, I want to as well.
Okay. of you, both of you may roll this insight test. Use wits as your secondaries.
Finally a success.
Oh, God. Here we go. I do apologise. I can't hear what you're
Wanted
saying.
to.
Here we go. Okay, so what was it? Insight with what is the modifier?
Wits.
Wits.
Wits. And no modifier.
No. Especially you, Charles. You get the feel, but you both get the feeling he's not telling the full truth.
I can't
I'm
go
just
to a
going-
reliable place.
I'm just going to hold my finger up for a second. Now, my good sir, I did say that I would be willing to buy the cheapest car that was reliable, not the cheapest car flat out. It is obvious you're trying to pawn this one off on us. So how about you show us something a little bit better and we don't mention this behaviour to anyone?
His face kind of drops a bit. It's like, are you guys police officers?
And if we are,
Diego, you know we can't tell people out in public. I'm just going to look at this guy, just give him the evils.
Could you both make charisma subterfuge tests using charisma, please?
Subterfuge using subterfuge.
happily.
You're probably going to be better at this than I am. Give me a minute. Subterfuge. What the bloody is it?
Second, bottom one
Bottom
of the middle
middle.
row.
Using, what did you say? Intelligence or
Charisma.
charisma?
Yep, that works. The guy kind of takes a step back. Sorry, and it's like, I'm so sorry, officers. Please don't close us down. I'm sorry. He just kind of starts going into spiraling panic mode.
One moment. We need a decent car, reasonably priced, that has not got any hidden issues. If we do that for us, we will overlook this.
Okay. He just starts fleeting around the lot and goes, how about that Model T over there? It's brand new, hasn't been used. It's got literally the only mile it has on the clock was from the dock to here, untouched, completely brand new. Normally we wouldn't sell the displays, but you can have that one for the same price. I was going to charge you this one. I'm so sorry, officer. Please don't arrest me. Please don't arrest me. I'm sorry.
This is acceptable. Now I'm going to pay him the money. I'm going to get the actual proper paperwork to make sure that it is actually mine. Then I'm going to hand the keys to Diego, and I'm going to say, enjoy.
Thank you, officers. I hope you have a good, pleasant evening.
I'm gonna tape so many knives still.
Oh no! What have you done? You're gonna put knives in the spokes like baseball cards.
I have a real rap weapon.
Charlie, dear. Esther,
Yes, Esther?
after realizing what has transpired, she walks up to you as Diego looks over the car and she just whispers in your ear, "You just gave a knife to a child. What have you done? You've killed us all."
Would I be able
So
to handle this?
I haven't given a knife to a child. It's a learning experience. He's going to need to learn how to do it eventually. I mean, the driving on the way back from Oliver's was pretty convincing. I'm quite happy with his driving.
But we have to be in the same car as him. I don't want to.
Unfortunately, I do not know how to drive.
Neither do I. But perhaps let's just get there because we're burning moonlight and the prince is angry. So let's just can we go? Malcasians
Yes.
are very dangerous, and I maybe want to talk to you guys about that.
But while they're talking, can
Absolutely
I
fine.
just honk on the horn?
Yes, it goes.
Yes. Beep beep! I have a car. Let's go.
Esther gets in the back seat and just braces herself.
You know how I said I wasn't going to drink during these?
Oh no, Scarlet.
Drink responsibly, kids.
Scarlet, I'm so
Nice.
Don't
sorry.
drink and drive.
Nice car.
Why did I allow you to have that much money?
It fits my backstory. You get to fuck with me later with it.
Yeah. Oh, so Kaz made a very good point. The Model T requires a wind-up crank in order for the car to start.
Yep.
I'm sure my fellow friends can do that.
You just bought me the car. You could at least do the crank start. You piece of shit.
Can I make a strength check to try to crank the car?
It's not
Does he need
exactly.
to?
It's not exactly a challenging feat for a vampire. You can do it with no resistance.
Oh, god damn it. Discord, behave yourself, please. Okay, I didn't hear that.
I said, as a vampire, you have enough latent strength that you can do it without rolling.
Okay, that's good.
Delicious rum.
Delicious knife car.
Oh god. I'm gonna get a message from Duke when he watches this VOD and he's just gonna like, why the fuck have you allowed this? Oh dear.
Maybe if you let me hotwire the car.
Well, maybe you should have got one success out of the 8 dice you rolled.
Maybe you could have made an exception. Who knows?
No. Anyway, we're going to start up the car.
Just sits in the
I'm
back
going
of the car, disassociating.
Yes, yeah, you're going to be in the back of the car. I'm going to be sitting in the passenger seat, thinking this is a great idea until I sit down in the car, and then the realization is going to hit me. Oh crap! I'm in a car with Diego, and I've just given him the keys. I only realise that now.
Would you like to make a composure test to see if you hold your wits
Yes,
together?
please. Yes.
You know what, Esther, you can roll one too. Fuck it.
I'm just imagining like Diego just like laughing, like giggling to himself and like patting the wheel.
Make that,
Okay.
Excitedly.
both of you make that test with one less dice.
Is it just flat composure with no modifiers?
Yes.
Okay, submit. -1. Give me a second.
Well, if we're going with -1, because I rolled mine before we took away a
Yeah.
1, so with a success of 1, now it's no successes.
Nah, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
So you feel a sense of dread, but you're able to hold yourselves together.
She's not had a good couple of nights. She's just like trying to let her soul leave her body if she still has a soul.
So I'm guessing you start making your way towards the suburb.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Diego, how are you driving?
Like Diego would. It's a brand new car!
You get there in 17 minutes. You wake up every single person on the way by as the car makes a lot of fucking noise.
Honk honk motherfuckers coming through!
If there's a point where Esther can lie horizontal across the back seat so no one sees her, because as someone who has been trying to keep a low profile, she's like a hair's breadth away from an anxiety attack.
Yeah, I mean, these cars don't have seatbelts.
Yeah, she just does that and just braces herself.
Halfway through the journey, I will ask Diego if he can drive a little bit more calmly because I think Esther is having trouble. Whether Diego listens to me or not is.
What do you mean? This does calm.
she's just having a little bit of trouble. I think we might be going a little bit too fast for her.
You would occasionally hear like a slam as she like braces her hand against the door or like her foot against the floor because she's just not saying anything, but she's not okay.
That should be fine.
That's Diego's choice, and if that's Diego's choice, she's not going to say anything.
It depends on how far we are.
You're there now.
Yeah, see, we're fine. We're here.
You finish buying that car at approximately 12:30, and you arrive at your location at about 1:15. 1:45, sorry.
I'm going to get out.
The distance you would have travelled, it probably would have been an hours-long trip. If he was driving like a normal human
I killed
being.
time.
You nearly killed your passenger.
Are we suggesting that Diego is fast travel?
Scarlet, Dungeon Master, please confirm for the chat and ourselves as the players, is Diego now our form of fast travel? Please don't say yes. Please, no. No. No.
I plead the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You get out of the vehicle.
I get out of the vehicle, I go to my hands and knees, and I almost start hugging the floor.
Oh, what were we doing again?
God damn it. Kaz has suggested that Diego is the cab driver from Bloodlines. God damn.
No.
Oh god, I feel so
Oh no.
pain.
Oh,
No.
You get out
yeah, we get out of the car.
in the suburbs. It is a bit of a busy night in the area. You get a couple people kind of looking at your car because it's a brand new Model T. It's like one of the most expensive cars you could have bought back then. You look around the place. You see some kind of shady looking people. People look like they're just kind of glaring at you, people minding their own business, people smoking. It seems to be a bit of a bustling little community on this evening. Would anyone like to attempt anything?
I'm in shell shock.
I know we're meant to be killing a guy, but I forgot everything else.
Esther just like
over the car.
Esther just kind of like she's watching the two of you, and for her, I'm just gonna say this in like where her mind is at the moment, as complete honesty. She thinks about walking in the other direction and telling the prince that she can't work with this anymore. That's a thought that is running through her head quite strongly at the moment, and she just leans up against the wall and just watches this while she thinks, and just thinks for a bit.
Okay. So Charlie's going to dust himself down. He's going to compose himself. Okay. First thing we need to do is ascertain whether he's here. I don't think we should. Brain, please work. Right. Okay. I think we need to ascertain where he is. Hopefully, ascertain where he's going to be over the next few nights. I don't think taking him on in the boxing arena is a particularly good idea if we're going to be doing this. I'm going to be whispering this as to not shout it, obviously. We probably need to be doing this as and when he leaves, so it might be worth actually monitoring him until we're able to see if he is in a situation where he's alone.
Sounds like a plan. There was something I wanted to discuss in the privacy of the drive over, but that was less than ideal circumstances. So, as she looks around, are they alone to kind of speak frankly, or is there people around?
There's no one
There's
within,
people
like,
around.
if you're whispering to each other, there's no one within, like, a close enough earshot to hear your conversation if you're whispering.
Okay. She beckons Diego over.
Okay.
So I have only known 2 others of my kind in my lifetime. For me, I care deeply about the members of my blood family, so this is especially difficult for me. But the thing you must understand about the children of Malkav is that for some, while they can be vicious fighters, a lot of the time, fighting them is like getting punched in the brain with a handful of broken glass. They may not destroy you physically, but they can bend you completely and leave you a crumbling husk of your former self. And she looks at Diego and she just has this smile on her face that is so tense, like she's kind of a mixture between upset and angry. I want you to understand that even though they might be young, if we do not approach them carefully, they could destroy us.
He's just casually smiling as you're saying all this.
Esther is absolutely 100% correct in this assessment. I have known a few Malkavians, and although most of them are absolutely wonderful people, once you get to know them, their abilities can be a little bit on the esoteric side, to say the least. I have heard some horror stories, so what Esther said should be taken with the utmost care and attention.
Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. I think it is good to maybe just monitor him tonight, get an idea of where he's going, and then if the opportunity presents itself, then we take him out when he's alone.
If we can find
you
his-
like to supervise him tonight? Or
Sorry, I didn't quite catch
do
what you said there.
surveillance?
Could you say that again, please, Diego? I didn't quite catch that.
He's just kind of looking at it and is like, well, do you do doing surveillance tonight?
I think tonight might be good for just doing surveillance for now, and then if the opportunity presents itself, then we move forward. Otherwise, we come back another time.
Also, we can find out if we can tell him and possibly even find out where his haven is. That would be very advantageous. Although, if he is traveling by vehicle, and I'm going to turn to Diego, we would need to drive incredibly carefully as not to be spotted.
Yeah. Right. Quick question to Scarlet.
Okay.
What was the area that they said Quincy was around?
So they
Like,
was,
is it nearby?
well, they said he's been frequenting the underground boxing arena, which is where you're going. You just need to find out
Yes.
where it is because it's a different.
Yeah, no, it was just making sure.
Yeah, this is the same area.
I also remember you saying something about a different the one he's been causing havoc.
He says they're causing havoc all over the place.
Alright. No specific place. Okay. This is fine. I wish to go ask around about this boxing ring.
Are you just very blunt and up forward about how you're asking it?
Just try stealthily do it.
So
Try.
Because I kind of like, hey, heard there was some kind of like entertainment in this area, and you wouldn't know anything about that kind of thing.
Yeah. I like that.
While Diego's doing that, I'm going to be looking around and see if there's anybody who looks out of place other than myself, anybody who has a level of fashion sense or a level of decorum that does not fit this area at all. And if there's a large group of them, then I'll be pretty sure it's sort of in that direction.
Okay, Esther?
Esther's just trying to mentally psych herself up for meeting another Malkavian because she's got very, very conflicted feelings about this. So she's just trying to steel her resolve because she's had a really rough couple of nights.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so while you're trying to compose yourself, Diego and Charlie, I'd like you to make investigation checks, then using I'm gonna say because you're going about talking to people, I say use charisma as the secondary stat.
No
Is that for
modifiers?
Diego?
I'd
Both
say
with-
with a +1 modifier, both of you, with a +1 modifier, because you're spending a bit of time doing it. You're going around multiple people. You're trying to find as much as you can.
So you say investigation or insight? It's insight, isn't it?
I said investigation because you're spending a lot of time.
Investigation.
Yeah, I say it's
Yeah.
and using charisma as the modifier with a +1 on +1 number of dice.
Okay, give me a moment.
Oof, very good. Okay. Diego, you find a couple people that seem to be very, very tight-lipped on the situation. They're trying to like not give away kind of information, but you kind of get a rough direction of where you need to go. Charles, you get a person that's probably a little bit drunk, so they're a bit more loose-lipped with what they're saying, and you are able to find the exact building the boxing is going on in.
Excellent. I shall go back to Esther and Diego. I shall inform them of my discoveries, and we shall make a move.
Hey. You make your way up the street, and then you start kind of veering and viring through a couple different alleyways. It seems you're able to eventually catch up with seems to be a small crowd, all kind of leading you into the direction where you need to go. And eventually you come to this kind of large open working estate kind of thing, where it's a bunch of factories, a bunch of different buildings, a large amount of storage containers, and one of the large buildings in the middle, it seems to be where everyone's kind of making their way into. It's pretty industrial estate. That's the word I was looking for. And you can see probably a crowd of maybe 300. You guess approximately 300 making their way in.
Pretty busy. To try enter.
I was going to ask, are you following suit?
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
You're slow to get in. The crowd is slow moving, and eventually you reach the front. There seems to be a young woman kind of as maintaining the doors with a couple men and women door staff with her. She's wearing red tie. Everyone else is wearing black ties, but they're all wearing kind of like suits, and they're looking pretty proper. It's like membership card.
Unfortunately, I was recommended here by a friend. How much would the membership cards be?
A permanent membership card is £100. If you wanted only the single night pass for tonight's event, it is £20 per person.
I'm just going to thank the gods I bought that car earlier. Right, okay. I'm going to. Could we have a single night? We would like to test the entertainment for tonight. See if we'd be willing to come back.
She just sighs. Yeah, whatever. She just rudely pulls the cash out of your hand, and then and just goes, "Come in."
Ladies first.
I'm just gonna head in. I'm
I'm just going to look at Diego like he literally just trod in something.
I am a delicate lady. He
As
makes
the-
silence playfully.
Esther gives a nod of appreciation to Charles as she moves forward, and she just lights a cigarette and lets it hang in her mouth as she tries to get a lock on their target.
As you kind of walk it into the place, it looks a lot more busy on the inside. Basically, it looks like this massive factory's had almost all its internals completely gutted. It looks like for the most part it's been abandoned. It's rusting, covering up all the walls. It looks like just temporary benches have been put everywhere for people to sit. You could probably guess that this one building could probably hold 2,000 people at max capacity. And you probably guess, rough estimate head count, there's around 1,200 people in tonight.
Can we get any good seats areas?
Yeah, this doesn't seem
Place
to.
to stand?
It doesn't appear that there is any like strict seating. So it's basically a case of grab a bench where you can see and then you can take a seat.
Esther will just lean in to the others. I'm going to move further around that direction. I think it's good if we maybe split up.
Don't get lost. Be ashamed to lose a pretty lady in this crowd.
She rolls her eyes and she tries to like move around the crowd.
Okay, I need to make some rolls. Okay. Charles.
Yes.
Every now and again, you kind of get people kind of thumping into you. You look all completely out of place in this crowd. You get
Just
one.
going to brush.
Yeah,
I'm going to. At the moment they. No, sorry.
I was gonna say every now and again you get kind of people giving you kind of like very vicious, like murder eyes kind of deal at you.
I'm just going to. I'm just going to ignore them, and if there's any other people that are actually more reasonably dressed, I'm going to sit near them.
There is a VIP looking section, but it seems to be cornered off by door staff.
Okay. In which case, I'll be sort of adjacent to there, a bit further at the back. I just want to. I'm not going to be like right at the front of everything. I want to be able to wherever I can stand to get the largest view, basically.
Okay. Are you like stood up? Are you?
I am stood up.
Oh god.
Charles,
Yes.
as you stand near the VIP section, you hear a shrill yet familiar voice. Charlie! Charlie!
I'm going to turn my head slowly with dread and trepidation.
You see Armina Cedricson waving at you in the VIP section.
I'm going to smile weakly and I'm going to give a head bow.
She starts beckoning you over. It's like, get over here, get over here.
I'm just going. Does Diego and Esther see me?
Esther can, Diego can't.
I don't
Okay.
pay attention.
I'm going to. I'm going to think about what's happening tonight. I'm going to think. Right. Okay. Where's the safest place to be? Probably in the most dangerous place we could be. Right. I'm just going to motion to like give me a moment. I'm going to quickly go over to Esther. I'm going to inform her of the situation, and then I'll be sitting over, and then she's welcome to join me if she wishes. And I'm going to go back.
She'll come over and she'll join Charlie if he's able to get into the VIP lounge, but she might just give him a bit of space.
Okay.
Like still within earshot, but just kind of make it look like she just happens to also be in that same space.
Okay. As you approach the VIP, a couple of members of the staff kind of like close in. It's like, do you have a pass?
I do not, but I'm very familiar with. I'm just going to point to Amina.
As you kind of like try and point past her, you see her kind of just like barging her way completely past the two guards. It's like, how dare you not let my +1s in? They kind of just like step back as many paces as they can before they hit another person. It's like, we're very sorry, madam. Please enjoy your company. She kind of gives that. Her angered expression turns to like quaint, cutesy head tilt of a smile. And go, come with me then.
It's been a while. Hello again. How was the evening finding you?
Oh, I am so excited for this evening. Also, hello Esther. How are you? Didn't see you there.
How have you been?
I have been marvelous. It has been a beautiful time since I last saw you two the other day. I have had so many good things happen to me. It's unreal. But I'm so excited.
Really?
Yes, I've just managed to sell another one of my prized works. It made me so happy that the bastards of a of the art gallery have finally put some of my more creative works in their library. The pricks only took him 10 years. She
Oh,
just
my
spits on the
congratulations to
floor.
you.
Fuck them. They deserve what they get. How dare they deny me for so long? Anyway, sorry, bitterness going away. I'm so excited for tonight's fight. Are you guys excited?
Oh, absolutely. We were interested in some different forms of entertainment. Are there any fighters that you have in mind that we should keep our eyes out for?
Okay. So she looks and goes, all right, look, I normally wouldn't be the one to tell you who you should be putting your money on, but there is a guy who goes by the Spider of the Suburbs. Terrible fucking name, I must admit. But he hasn't lost a single fight in 4 weeks, and I am feeling good about my bet tonight.
How will we recognize him?
He's the only one that's ginger in the lot.
Oh, good to know.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've put down £600 on this bet. I will be so much in the green when he wins. You have no idea.
You know what? I think I may join you for this action.
You better. Yeah, like you've got plenty of money to throw away, Charles. I paid you good money for our quality time together. She gives you a very cold kiss on the cheek as she says that.
There's a
there is
moment like when Esther hears that she just kind of like raises an eyebrow at Charles, doesn't say anything.
There is a shiver that goes down Charles' spine, and he just says, "Quite."
I might have to put up a bet myself. I'm not one to gamble, but a little flutter every so often it couldn't go to any harm, could it?
Of course not. Look, this is your first time here because I know you was at that first Camarilla meeting not too long ago, were you? So, do you need me to explain how this works here, or?
A little would be appreciated, just so we don't make any faux pas.
Right. Okay. You've watched boxing before, I imagine, right? She looks at you and goes, "Maybe not you. What about you, Charles?"
I've seen a few bouts. Yes, I'm familiar with how it works.
Okay. So, slight rules change. She just looks at it. Everyone here is a vampire, and we're very much aware of that. Just FYI, it's why I'm very loud tonight. Okay. So.
Is it?
Okay. So there are 3 rules in this ring. Rule number 1: it's knockout only. We don't do time here. So it can go 1 round, it can go 20, and it's great when it goes long. Second rule: no biting. That biting is strictly faux pas because that's just cheating, and we don't want to have delivery here. That would be very naughty indeed. And rule number 3: whoever, if there is any permanent damage done to the other fighter, they still have to keep fighting. They're either out cold or they keep fighting. It's beautiful.
In which case, I do fear that I need to ask. It's the use of discipline's going to be on display here.
Oh, that fully depends on who the fighters are. There is this faux pas of honor in this place where you have to be. It's all about strength and tactics, but there's fucking cheating all the time, and it's great. Like the spider guy, notice he's a Malkavian, he's a bit of a nutter. Last fight, the guy managed to make the other fighter go into a complete realm of dissolution to the point where they started crying in the middle of the arena. It was wonderful.
I certainly can't wait to see him in action.
Certainly.
As Esther's saying that, she's gonna do a glance around from where they are in the VIP area and just a sweep over the crowd just to see if anyone catches her attention, given the previous night events.
Make an investigation check, just using.
Oh no!
I'll say intelligence. Let's use intelligence. Ooh. That's a mess.
Oh no.
That's a critical on the The hunger dice. Oop. Okay. How am I going to do this? No, never mind. Wait, that says you rolled 0 dice on your investment. I'm so confused. This bugged slightly. Damn, roll 20. Never mind.
Because I only have like 2 dots of intelligence, so I think that's what the hunger dice were.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the total number of dice, but then like of those dice, this has to be a certain number of hunger dice in there too.
I'll have to double check. Sorry, the layout confuses me a little sometimes.
That's okay.
You kind of peer around the room. There's no one that strikes you as familiar. It's a very rough-looking crowd, and the kind of society you normally find yourself in doesn't really match up to people you would recognize. Okay.
She just kind of, on occasion, does a general glance around, but she's just going to keep an eye out for this ginger spider.
Yeah. Just rolling something for Diego. Nope. Diego, you find yourself in a nice, comfortable spot, and no one seems to be harassing you.
I'm fine with this.
Eventually, the lights start dimming around the seating area, only like keeping the ring lit up, and you just hear Amina. Yes, it's starting! I'm so excited. And inside, a younger woman kind of enters the ring. Is like grabs onto a microphone and kind of a very, because obviously it's a very old microphone. The 1920s microphone has kind of got a lot of kind of radio synth vibes coming from it. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, kindred of the night, we have a very special fight for you tonight. Something that I think will excite, and those who are putting money on this will be very happy indeed. I'd like to thank all the VIPs we have today. Got some very familiar regular faces, like Lady Amina over there. Amina gives like a cutesy little finger wave. Lights kind of shine on her, and by proxy, Charles, because he sat right next to her. It's like,
Panic.
oh, I see that you've brought a +1 with you tonight, lady. She doesn't. Armina kind of wraps her arm around your shoulder and she gives a smile.
I try to do a smile.
Her standards in men appear to have fallen recently.
I give them the look.
Anyway, tonight's entertainment. Your favourite newest champion. Please welcome the spider of the suburbs, Mr. Montgomery! Shout. Arena just roars in as a guy comes in from one of the sides wearing kind of a red kind of don't know what the robes they call them. It's just a red robe covering his body. He seems to be, you can see his face, the ginger beard, his robe isn't covering his arm sleeve, so you can see the 2 spider tattoos, and he's just really getting the crowd going. He seems to be working the stage really well, and everyone's cheering, "Spider, spider, spider." So the announcer in the middle kind of calms puts her arms out to shut everyone up, and now for his opponent. But he doesn't even know who he was fighting this evening, but we've gotten something very special. The one causing Mr. Barton all his troubles the past 6 months. Please welcome Quincy Sanders.
Visible shock on my face.
And there's a boo and a hiss coming from the crowd. He's clearly not liked here. Short, kind of a. He's a bit. He's not short. He's about 5'9", hair braided into a ponytail with two bangs. He looks a little bit overweight, but he doesn't. It seems like he's got a pretty decent sized build. He's not really lifting his head up from to the crowd, so you can't really get a good look at his face. Diego instantly recognizes him, however.
I'm going to go into my pocket. I'm going to take out a small bit of paper that I had from the first night that I was at the thing. I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to read it to myself. I'm going to look at him. I'm going to look at the picture, and I'm going to look at him again, and I'm just going to shake my head.
We know. The announcer gets on. Same rules as always. Knock first, knockout wins. The more blood, the better. Now you two get tap gloves, and let's make this. Let's not make this clean. We know what you two are like. They angrily bump gloves, and they start beginning their fight. Armina is just roaring, shouting support for the spider of the suburbs. Probably a bit too much in Charlie's ear. It's a bit loud.
Oh, I'm used to it.
First round goes off, and the spider is just beating Quincy to a pulp. Like, he's just incredibly aggressive, opening from the punches don't stop coming. You don't stop coming. Sorry, had to.
Now you're fine. Don't worry.
After 2 minutes, bell goes, round ends, but the spider probably gets a few extra punches in between the rounds. But as you can probably guess from the vibe, they're not exactly enforcing that kind of ruling. Second round, much the same. Third round, fourth round. It's managing to take this beating over and over. It's not until the 8th round where things start changing. And obviously the spider looks like he's getting tired from the amount of beating. Quincy is bloodied, his face is pretty messed up. And then, and kind of out of nowhere, a surprise uppercut comes from Quincy, knocking the spider to the floor. It starts causing a bit of uproar in the crowd as they're not happy with what's just happened. Armina is swearing repeatedly, getting very upset.
I'm just going to smile because it's nice to see that she can actually get upset by something.
It's like, I swear to God, Spider, if you don't fucking win, I'll kill you. That is the.
I'm just going to stand next to her. I'm going to shout, and I'll help her do it.
It goes. Eventually, he starts kind of mirroring back where he's starting to fight back for about another 4 rounds where he's dominating. And then after about round 12, they're kind of bouncing off each other. They're both clearly tired and they're struggling. And in the 17th round, the unthinkable happens. A double knockout. They both hit the bed at the same time. And the announcer goes, huh, well, I wasn't expecting that. First one to get up wins the bout. So there's clearly a lot of agitated members of the crowd. However, the spider manages to get up first. But there's not the best reaction to it. Because everyone seems to be a bit disappointed because in those later rounds, you hear the spider going off over and over, but like kind of merged into Quincy's name being chanted as they saw how well he was fighting. If you look to Armina, she's like, I don't know what to feel right now. What the fuck is going on?
This was a total clusterfuck, but I have to admit it was very entertaining.
Very.
I wonder if I am mighty to row.
You're probably around. Imagine you're about 3 benches up, and there's about 10 meters between the benches and the bottom bench and the ring itself.
How clear is my aim?
You've probably got around 7 or 8 vampires in front of you.
Not as clear as I'd hope. Never mind.
The spider gets up and he helps Quincy up, kind of wakes him up, taps him on the face with his glove, not like punch, but like wakes him up. It's like, you can hear the announcer brings the microphone to their faces and goes, you can hear him go, it was a good fight, man. You did a lot better. No wonder you was causing Barton trouble. Quincy looks like he spits out a tooth and goes, "Yeah, I guess my reputation precedes me." The spider looks.
This is going.
The spider looks at him and goes, "I wish to fight this man again. Rematch next week, everyone!" And the crowd just roars in excitement. So,
I'm just going to look at Esther, and I'm just going to like give her the look, like, so we know where he's going to be next week.
it's like,
She actually leans in and says quietly to Charles's ear, "But he's already taken such a beating tonight."
I'm just going to there, just like folding my arms, nodding. I'm not saying anything because Amina's sitting right there.
you hit the announcer
You see
goes.
them like leaving the ring.
They're still in the ring. They're kind of doing their promo thing because the announcer goes, "Well, we have an opening in 4 days. So in 4 days, you two fight again. Think you can recover enough there, Quincy?" He kind of coughs up a bit of blood and goes, "I'll kick his ass next time." It's like the spider taps him on the shoulder. It's like, "Ha, this one's got some bravery behind him. I like it." And the crowd just kind of roars and goes. The spider goes, "You know what? I'm going to take him back to his locker room to make sure he doesn't collapse on the way there. Thanks everyone tonight. Don't forget to get your winnings." And they start the two escort each other out of the ring.
As they're leaving, I'm going to be just standing there, just giving an applause.
What was you saying there, Diego? Hello?
You keep breaking up. Can I see where they're going? Where they're heading roughly?
There is an obvious kind of like pathway that leads to the locker room.
Does it look like I'd be able to sneak nearby?
Let me check your character sheet. Do you have what's it called? The
What are you looking for?
your disciplines.
Disciplines beyond here, and I do not have anything.
You don't have anything for
Shadow.
stealth. You'd have an incredibly difficult time trying to stealth past everyone.
Alright. Would we be able to know roughly whereabouts to be in?
Sorry, you cut out for a second. Can you say that again, please?
Would we know roughly whereabouts to be in the building? Like, would there be like a back entrance?
In theory, there would be a entrance for where the fighters would actually come in from.
Would I be able to roughly guess where it would?
Given how hollow the internal building is, you could probably work out roughly where the back entrance would be if you were to go outside. Yes.
I wish I had there.
Okay. I think because we've gone on quite a while, I think that's a good point to end it on.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you to everyone in the chat for taking the time to watch. It's very much appreciated. Should be back on regular schedule now that all the holiday hijinks is over. So, looking at the 27th for the next stream, I want to say. Yeah, the 27th is the next next bi-weekly Wednesday. You all good with that? No issues as far as I'm aware?
That works for me.
Marvelous. Well, thank you all for watching. If you came into the stream late, don't worry. VOD will be out on Friday, and this time I will remember to put it out on time, probably. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.